Zeichnen drücken. Hello and welcome everybody to the next installment in Daughter of Alba, Book 3. We're still in the swamp. It is now kind of like the end of a really bad day. Siobhan is actually doing quite badly. She has suffered scalding damage from a geyser, and she has also she's now developed a fever. But you have found the local wise woman, midwife, who's going to look after her, and she's basically now attended to her. And then she says to you, because it's all, you were nice, or you brought water, and you basically she told you to just sit down and stop hovering because you're driving her crazy. And then she says, well, it'll get worse before it gets better.
Worse? It is already in a
but she will have a really high fever tonight. She will get the shivers, and you know, it'll be a rough night. So since you don't have a home here, you can use the spare room, and if you would just take her there and put her into bed so that she can recuperate, and you, I suppose, can sleep.
I will have a watch. I will just stay with her. Don't worry. If we could just have maybe a blanket for me, that would be
of course
totally enough.
So will you lift her, because I can't, because she's
yes, no problem. Aisling will very carefully lift up Siobhan, and we'll just talk to her and be like, okay, we'll get you in a proper bed now.
Mm-hmm. She is actually she is conscious, but kind of like out of it. Probably also because she's been given some form of medication. Yeah. And the spare room is really just big enough for a bed, and then a little kind of like chair is standing there. Then there's kind of like a little side table, and she says, I'm gonna get you a blanket as well, and I'm gonna get her some bedding, and I'm gonna bring you some food and some drink. If she wakes up during the night, try and make her drink some water.
I will.
And then she walks out again, and she comes back with a blanket for you, bedding for Siobhan, which she gives you as well, so that you can take care of that. And she also then walks out again. She comes back with 2 jugs of water, and then just some bread and some carrots and some food. So basically she's made you a salad.
Thankful, and we'll just take, she doesn't expect like a feast meal. I also don't think food is at the moment her high priority point.
But then she looks at you and she says, you also need to get some rest yourself, because you don't look so hot.
I will just lay my feet up and it will be fine. Thank you. Don't worry.
Never contradict a patient. And she walks out, closes the door really quietly, and and it's now round about 9 o'clock, so sun is already down. And then, do you want to do anything? Because you have been praying a lot, and I've been keeping tabs on that. And you did get a message saying, have faith. At least you thought that somebody was talking to you.
Aisling is trying to do that. She will basically, she will eat and drink a little bit. She will look out for Siobhan and maybe see if in between she can get Siobhan at least to drink a bit of water here and there. And then she's waiting for the night. She knows it will be rough, and she honestly knows she will probably not get much sleep.
You are lucky. She does drink some.
Okay.
And then she goes to sleep. But then after about, round about, you would say around midnight, she actually does start shivering, and you can hear her teeth chatter. So it's like real Schüttelfrost. This is now really, which means that the fever is now really high. And
I think Aisling would have asked for a piece of cloth from the healer, because she would use some of the water to just put it on Siobhan's forehead to cool off a little bit, at least, to make it maybe a little bit more bearable.
Yes, you got that. She also gave you like a little bit of a kind of like more of a basin type, where you have
for that.
And she's also, of course, given you a candle, so you're not in complete darkness, that you see some things.
And then Aisling would sit there, probably holding Siobhan's hand, and then with the other just refreshing the water cloth and just hang in there. It will get better.
And round about the real ghost hour, which is 3 o'clock in the morning, which is the time when most people die, the fever does break.
Okay.
And she basically stops the shivering, she stops the chattering, and you can almost you can actually feel how the forehead is cooling down, and then it actually goes really rapidly. And she also starts sweating profusely, and then the breathing is a lot less labored, and she relaxes. You can tell that the body is going into this relaxed state. And it also means that she's no longer curled up, but she's actually lying out and stretched out a little. So you have a feeling that she's now doing better. Can you roll on Constitution for me, please?
Yeah, although now would be the time where Aisling would then lean back a little and close her eyes, at least to rest a little.
Okay, then you don't need to roll if this is what you're doing.
Yeah, but Constitution was also a success as well.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so you are, but you do know that if you're going to do anything...
9, so it really...
That's a critical.
Yeah, she's stubborn enough. She has more important things than to sleep.
Yeah, but you also know that if you're going to make a difference with the swamp guy, you do need to be rested. Rest.
Yeah, that's. I think as soon as she doesn't have to worry really, because she got the warning the fever would get higher, and she wanted to make sure it's going on the other end down again. Now she would just lean back in the chair, pull the blanket a little bit up, and would just and try to get a little bit of rest. It will not be comfortable. Everything will hurt probably in the morning, but at least
roll on Schmerzen ertragen.
Oh yeah, that's good. now
that you've got that skill, we should really use it as well.
That was a 19, so in the end, and at 29, she's fine in bearing through.
That is good. That is really good.
She's a tough nugget. Well, she has obviously also some. Although honestly, most of the hurt Siobhan took away with the healing, so Aisling is basically okay-ish.
It's more to do with how do you cope with. It's. I think also this is going to give you pain, but it's not enough that would warrant healing because you're not losing HP. But it means there is such a thing as pain as a status, and it gives you a -4.
Yeah,
but
no,
if
this
you succeed
is more,
on this, then it would be -2.
I think in the morning she will just be like a little stiff, and she will need to do some stretching and warm up to because sleeping on a chair doesn't really sound good.
And then, after an amount of time that you don't know, you hear a knock.
I would just come in.
The door opens. And the head of the midwife appears, kind of like she's sticking her head in, and she says, "Good morning."
Good morning. You were
right.
right.
How's the patient?
Much better. She got a high fever tonight, but...
Yeah, it's as I said. Okay. That's good, though, because it means that she has fought off the infection. So I do want her to take some more medicine. Just to... be sure, and I also want to clean her face one more time and make sure that there is no more infection, because the one thing that hasn't changed is, of course, she's got like a huge red, I don't even know what you would call it in German, because it's not an open wound, but the skin is
the skin is burned, so
it's she's got burns,
and
she had they burns, need to be taken
probably
care
on
of.
The hands as well, so
And so basically then she comes back with some liquid in a small chalice, and she says you can give it to her, and she should put this on, and she gives you a salve.
Okay. Thank
you. You can wake her now.
Aisling will lean next to her and be like just blowing in her ear. Just see what happens.
She moves her hand really rapidly next to her ear and she's like, what is that? What is that? Really?
Wake up, sunshine. She
smiles inadvertently, then of course cracks the skin. It's like, ow!
Be careful. We have. Let me help you. And I think Aisling would use some of the like cream thingy to put it on the skin and
then give her the medicine.
Give her the medicine. Help her a little bit that she can sit up a little and.
I kind of feel exhausted.
Well, your body had to fight a lot tonight.
So what have you been up to? Don't tell me you've been sitting here all night. Sunshine?
Well, I've been sitting here because there was no bed available. But I also would not have taken a bed, to be honest. Well, I stayed awake until you got through the worst. And then I got a little bit of sleep.
What am I going to do with you?
Well, what am I going to do with you? I can't even let you near water.
Excuse me, that wasn't just simple water. That was a geyser. And I didn't mean to walk into it. It just erupted, as they do. And may I remind you that you also got some on your hands? And if it wasn't for Varna?
I am looking perfectly fine.
She boops your nose.
No, we just need to be careful.
Yes, we do. We're not gonna... Are you really going to go back there?
Yeah, and I'm tempted to go as quickly as possible, which means you cannot join me because you need rest.
Excuse me? Of course I'm coming with you.
You just got through a fever where other people would have died.
Yeah, and what's that supposed to mean? And you are going to go up against somebody who is somehow magical, we know nothing about him, and you're just basically going to do what? Say, hello, I'm Aisling and I'm here to kill you?
Aisling would get up. She would take a look if she can see the midwife or find the midwife.
If you leave and you have to walk out, she's not in the room
walk
with you.
out.
Mm-hmm.
No, she would walk outside and look for the midwife because she would ask what, from a professional point of view, she would say when would be the time that Siobhan is able to maybe when it's sensible to get up and move, or how long she should stay in bed and rest. Because we can clearly at least move her maybe to the farm to get her rest there, that we are not occupying a bed that is probably rather for a woman bearing a child.
So you're telling me that the patient is restive and would like to leave?
If she's just as bad as I am, but I can... Yeah, but I have an easy way to keep her in bed if it's needed. So that's why the question is, what is...
I will tell you what. I wanted to eat something. I'm preparing a broth. Okay. And there is enough for you as well. She needs to eat something because, her body has been ravaged by the fever. She needs plenty of fluids.
She will understand that and definitely will find
So I would like her to eat this and then maybe wait another hour or so. Make that 2 hours. Mm-hmm. And round about lunch, she's going to get some more of that broth. And after lunch, you can take her wherever you like. But no riding, no running, no playing games, just resting for another night. Tomorrow, you can see how she's doing. I would also say that she will probably go to bed quite early tonight because she will be tired. But physically, she's in good condition now. The fever is gone. Okay. It won't come back.
Thanks to your help. Thank you very much again. And thank you for allowing us to occupy the bed that is usually for other kind of patients.
I don't have any patients right now, so that's totally fine.
Good.
So, just give me 10 more minutes for the broth to really boil.
No rush. If you need any help, just let me know. Thank you. And she will just...
Oh, you can help me later when it's time to take it to your room. You could actually take the bowls.
Yeah, just holler. We are there and both awake. And Aisling will just move back and we'll...
do you like potatoes?
Yes.
Good.
I haven't had potatoes in a while.
Because then I'm going to put potatoes in. I wasn't sure what you wanted, so I just this is chicken broth, but I'm gonna put in potatoes because that's gonna make her strong, but I wasn't sure if you like them. Good, then I'm gonna put potatoes in. And she takes, and you see that there is already peeled and steaming potatoes, so she's obviously boiled them already, so that she can just cut them in. I'm gonna knock on the door when it's time to eat, so it's gonna be 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Just holler, we can leave the door open. There's nothing
All right.
secretive we have to talk about. So Aisling will leave the door open. She will just go inside. And she will plonk herself next to Siobhan. So first of all, we will get delightful food in a little bit. That we both will eat. There's potatoes in there. I haven't had potatoes in a while.
That's true.
Yeah. And then, well, from a professional point of view, today you will not really go anywhere fancy on adventure.
So you're not going anywhere fancy on adventure either?
The only thing I would do after we've eaten, I would look for Tilda and see if we can maybe go to the farmhouse and stay there.
All right.
Because if you're not running around going on adventure, we will just move you over there and then we will plonk you into bed. Honestly, then I can also get a night's sleep in a bed, which will be probably good. And then we can see tomorrow how you feel.
And we can take a boat, then I don't have to walk. And we would need the boat anyway if you want to go back to the island.
Yeah.
Okay. At that moment you hear, the broth would be ready now.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically, and you go out and she's already put it in bowls. And these are sizable bowls. And there are wooden spoons in them. And then she gives you this and you can take it. And it tastes really good. So she's also put in some herbs and stuff. And there is...
Smells amazing already. You have no idea how much I craved potatoes. We traveled...
Note to self. I will make sure that you get more of those. But they didn't have them in Grisea. It was all...
Yeah, that's why we had to. But it's nice to have food now that feels, again, more like home. This is oddly enough feeling quite close to home from everything around us.
You know, we should totally ask them what the name of this place is.
Didn't they tell
Because
us?
we come from Alba, but what do they call this?
Yeah. Aisling will put just the soup down or the stew down and we'll just peek around. And she will just peek around and first of all say how good it tastes. So thank you very much. And the patient is eating very well. So that is a good sign, I think. I think when people are not feeling well and they're not eating, that's usually a bad sign. But if they're hungry, we were just curious. We never really had the time. How is this country land called? We know how the city is called, but we have no idea, honestly, where we even are.
Oh, it's Calandria.
That's a nice name.
Yeah, it's an old name.
You just by curiosity, you'd never heard of the land Alba, did you? Oh,
Can't say that I have. No.
I'm just curious. But
is that where you are from?
Yes.
Is it far away?
If the stories are true, yes. Because our land was founded by people coming from here. As it seems.
Oh, and how long did it take you to travel here? Did you cross an ocean?
No, we were beamed through a portal. Gods. Weird.
You were brought here by a god?
Yes.
Let's see how she feels about this.
she will point into the room. Her god is watching very well over her healers.
And she decided to bring you here because
it's safer.
You were in danger?
Yes, we were in danger. Well, technically I was in danger. And here we are safe.
I'm glad to hear it. I like to think of my land as being safe, yes. I mean, okay, really? we do have our share of wolves and bears and... I mean, some of the fairies are a bit... I mean, there are... I will not lie to you, some of those dark fairies, you don't really want to cross them. And if they ask you for a bargain, the answer is usually don't.
Don't. Do you have hags here, just to be curious? Like not so good witch kind of.
Oh, you mean dark witches? Yes.
Okay.
We have them, but I try not to engage with them because I'm afraid of them.
Yeah.
If you don't cross them, I understand that they can do very good things to you, but you see...
No, you need to be careful around those.
I don't do magic.
Me neither. I can just punch things or hit things.
I mean, there is a witch in the swamp that people go to, for example, for love potions or charms and stuff.
Maybe if you could place the word that this is no longer an option.
Why?
We found her dying. She was basically killed by the same things that took the boy we brought back with us.
How is that possible? She was very powerful.
Family issues.
What? She has family? Had family?
Well, she still had, clearly. There's a son out in the swamp, and he, let's say, is not too happy about his
She
mother.
has a son?
Yes.
Since when? I mean, technically, she has been around since... I mean, my grandmother told me stories when I was a little child of that witch in the swamp. So she's been around for a good... She has a son? How come nobody has ever seen him?
Because he's hiding deep in the swamp, far away from everyone. He's a very disturbed person.
Is he dangerous?
Well, if you get close to him, probably, but he will... I don't think he will come here. He's left the village alone so far, hasn't he?
Maybe you should tell this to the Burgomaster, because I think he should know. I'm not saying anything. I'm gonna keep stum, but if there is... if the witch is dead, then...
Sadly. So, she was nice. We had at least a few words, and she helped...
I know a couple of people who went there when I could do nothing for them anymore. And at least two of them, she was able to help. And I'm pretty sure she wasn't using herbs that I don't know about. She was not my competition, don't get me wrong. But
you just
I know
have different fields of work.
I know that some people who were very, very sad because they couldn't have children somehow managed... Well, to tell you the truth, Carl, you know, the boy that you rescued? His parents couldn't have children either, but they went to her and they, I suppose, went into a pact with her and they had a son. It does work.
It does work, and he's a good boy, I have to say. I'm glad we found him. And
yes, very unlucky to lose both parents, but...
Well, he has a very good stepmother that loves him a lot, and he loves her, so I think he's a good place.
I would still like to know what happened to him, though. I mean, how did he actually get... I mean, you said he was taken by the same things that killed the witch. Are those things dangerous? Might they come to our place? I mean, because... No? Okay. If you say so. Maybe you should really talk to the Burgomaster about this.
I will talk to the Burgomaster about it. But, Calandria. That sounds nice. And it really feels very similar to Alba. The weather is a little bit different, but we have more rain than you have, as it seems.
Oh, it depends on where you are. When you get closer to the coast in the south, it rains a little more, I'm told. I've never been myself. But up here, we do have enough rain to have 2 harvests a year. So we say that this place has been blessed by the gods, because life is good here. We have enough food for everybody, and yes, and mostly peace.
It definitely feels like we were brought to the right place to...
So are you going to stay, or are you going to go back home again? Is the goddess going to provide you with passage back?
Maybe, if we want to. We are not sure if we really...
So are you going to stay in the village?
We would like, at least the main idea initially was that we help on the farm a little bit with...
Tilda. And
yeah, because they
Callista
can definitely need a hand in bringing
it's close
things
to
on.
harvest time.
So that would be, and then we would just see where life brings us.
I always wanted to go traveling, but I never did, you know. But I hear that if you go south, you will come past a small track to Phibsborough. That's where Callista is originally from. But if you go further south, there are more villages, there are more towns.
We might travel, but maybe come back again. We would just have a little look around. But I can tell you, traveling is maybe a little bit dangerous here and there, but it's a real nice adventure. And you can meet and learn a lot of new people and see new things. And it's always very amazing then to return home. Because
So
home is
you
then
need to find
even
a home.
more precious. Yeah, we will see where it takes us. At the moment, I'm thankful and happy that I did not lose her. And now we will see what we can do against Witch Boy.
All right. So basically you go back and you finish your breakfast.
I will tell clearly Siobhan that the land is called Calandria.
That's an interesting name.
They never heard of Alba before, so...
All right. And then basically she does ask, do you mind if I go to sleep a little? I really feel a little bit tired. Will you be okay?
Yes, I will get up. I will talk to the Burgermeister, because honestly the people here need to know that they should not go to the witch anymore, because there's no one there to help. And then I will see that we can move to the farm later today.
She basically takes her blanket, she pulls it up to her chin, and then she almost goes to sleep instantaneously. You see, she really closes her eyes, and then the body relaxes, and she starts sleeping. And and then you can go to the Burgomaster.
Yeah, I will take the 2 bowls, bring it back to the midwife, and be like, just well, thank you. It was really tasteful. She will sleep a little, and I will be back in a bit.
That's good. Come back for lunch, and then after lunch, I will take one more look. But I think she will be good to go. Good. So
then
you
I
go
will
to the
head
Burgomaster
out to look for the Burgomaster. I know at least which building he should be in, probably.
You come to the building, and there is no more protesting. There are no more people who are still trying to burn the witch.
Good.
And the door is open, so you can walk in if you like. And he's sitting behind his desk.
I think I would stop like in the dorm frame and just knock on the door frame.
Mm-hmm.
And would peek in. And see if he...
Oh, come in.
Hi.
Where's your friend?
Recovering. The midwife was nice enough to take care of her at least. She did not die tonight, although it was close.
Oh. The two of them and the boy have already gone back to the farm, but they've told me to give you this. And he holds out a little bag.
Mm-hmm. I will take the bag and peek inside.
It contains some coins.
Oh. Well, I will go over to their place afterwards anyhow to see if we still can stay with them as planned and help with what needs to be done on the farm in the next days, because the harvest is getting close.
All right. Okay.
I just had one thing. I know a few of you are using the service of the witch that is in the swamp.
Oh, yes.
Or rather was in the swamp. She is sadly not alive anymore. We found her, well, with the last breaths she had, and died.
But how? I mean, I was under the impression that she was immortal. I mean, my great-grandmother was telling me about her when I was a little kid.
Well, she has a son that lives in the swamp.
She has a son?
Mm-hmm. Seems to be a young man, a very angry and lost young man, and he sent creatures to get her. And it seems like those creatures also went rampant and got the boy, because it's the same marks that we've seen.
All right. I mean, this
Please
is a little much. So you're telling me that she is dead?
Yes.
That she has a son who is apparently not a nice person, who has killed his mother, and who took Carl? Do you think he's gonna come here to take more people?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I hope not. We will, or at least I will go in the swamp tomorrow and look for the boy, because we can't leave him like this. He needs to pay for what he has done in some kind of way.
Well, if it's true that he has killed his mother, then he would need to be executed.
But maybe
that is murder.
Yeah, exactly. But and kidnapping.
Yes, that too.
If you could maybe just tell the people it's not really making any sense to travel into the swamp to see the witch, because she sadly is not there anymore. And secondly, maybe in the next 1-2 days, that people maybe don't go into the swamp at all until we are back and know what the status is about the boy.
Yes, I mean, we don't usually go that far into the swamp anyway, unless we want to visit her. I will let people know that. Did she get buried? I mean, where is her body?
Not yet. In her house still, but we will bury her. We didn't. I'm just thinking. No, we just.
No, you put her in a bed and you put a blanket over her.
Yeah, and put blankets over her. We didn't have time to bury her, because honestly, for me, it was more important to save the life of my friend on the way back.
Of course.
But we will go there and give her burial. I think she would like to be buried at a place and not somewhere else.
I have never actually taken her services up myself, but I have, of course, met her. I am shocked.
She seems to be a nice person.
Well, I've never heard anyone say anything bad about her. She's given people charms. And there is word that Carl...
I know. I think she helped, but it's a good thing. He's a good boy.
It's a good thing. He is. It's just very unlucky that he lost both his parents so briefly, one after the other, but...
He has
Well
a good
then.
stepmom that loves him a lot, so that's my only hope, that the people now around here recognize that, because she's a good woman. She did not deserve the treatment she got. A lot of people should apologize to her. A lot of people should help her with the harvest, to be honest.
Well, I think it's because she's an outsider. We don't... Well, I know it sounds unkind, and it is unkind, but I think somehow people are just not able to sometimes accept somebody from the outside. But I will definitely talk to people and ask them to...
Because she is also alone with her son. It's not that he's lost his parents. She lost her husband. I know she seems to have someone that might be helping, but as I said, she's a good woman, and sometimes outsiders can bring good things into a community. Yeah. But I have to say, I'm quite impressed that you at least took care of that the people were not rioting and lynching her first place, but that you followed a proper court.
You see, this is what I'm paid for. Well, not that I get paid a lot, but I have to uphold the law. We don't have many laws, but there are some, and they are easy to remember. And just killing someone because you feel like it is definitely not one of them. But I will also tell you, I'm glad that you showed up, because I don't know how long I could have stood up against the mob. They were really out for blood.
They were, but...
because killing a child, I have no words.
We were just there at the right time, at the right place, but the village should be also quite glad to have you as a little bit of a guidance. To maybe think first before
You know
acting.
what? I just never wanted to have any of this.
That is probably a good thing. That means you're not one who's craving for power. I've met, even if they're not called Bürgermeisters, but leaders of cities that totally lost their way because they got into power. Sometimes it changes people to the bad side.
Only one more year and then I can go back to what I really want to do.
And then you will elect a new one? How does it work here?
Yes.
Okay.
I just hope that they don't elect me again. The way this works is everybody writes down a name and we all put it in a big urn and then we just count. So it's not like you're up for election. People just choose you. And if you have more votes than anyone else, you have to do it.
Well, it means that they trust you. That you're fair. And honestly, after what happened, it might be that you're getting elected again because you're a good Bürgermeister. And I think the people here know that. It's kind of an honor to be that, isn't it?
I'd rather go back to what I used to do. Do you want to see what I used to do?
I'm really curious.
Wait a second. And he gets up and he goes out and he comes back with a wooden chest, quite big. Puts it down, opens it, and he says, I used to do this. And he takes out little puppets for a puppet theater. I used to travel too. Not far, just some of the villages for children.
Maybe there's a way to have like a deputy Bürgermeister for a little while that you can at least travel in between.
Maybe.
But thank you. And as I said, it would be good maybe if you warn people that the swamp at the moment is not the best place to be.
I will.
Thank you so much.
And he puts back the and he closes the chest and you can see that he's got a really wistful look on his face, and he puts it away again. And then and then do you leave?
Yes, I will. Oh, but before I leave, maybe probably in the doorway, I will just turn around. Maybe just to lighten up the mood for everyone, it's worth that you make like a puppet play for the kids around. I think a few adults would enjoy it as well, because the puppets look really nice. And that will not collide with the Bürgermeister job.
Well, I can do that. I can put on a play.
Aisling will give him a big smile, and then she will take a walk towards the farm.
Oh, the farm is actually a good few hours away. Do you want to maybe secure the boat first that you would use to get there? Because the horses are still at the farm, so...
The question is, how long did it take by boat to get to the farm?
You're not much faster by boat. The difference would only be Siobhan wouldn't have to walk. You could easily walk as well. So there is no time difference. But you need a boat to get into the swamp. And the boats are here and not at the farm. And it would mean that Siobhan doesn't have to walk. That would be
the thing
the
is,
reason.
Aisling will not just plonk in at night time, be, hello, we're back, we want to have a bed. This is not the way. I thought it would be closer by and she would go to ask if it would be possible. Then Aisling would honestly forget about the farm, because that is not an option then. Then she would basically not even leave the Bürgermeister. She would ask the Bürgermeister if they have something like an inn or a place where you can officially rent like a room with beds.
Well, we don't have an inn, but if you need a place to stay, you can... I'm pretty sure one of the people will put you up.
Well, we'll figure something else, thank you.
But weren't you going to go to the farm?
We'll not just go there unannounced and just hope for... Maybe they have other things and they don't want us there. So, no,
but
we will
they've
just...
got your horses.
Yeah, we will pick them up later. No worries, I will go back and we will figure something else.
And no, I mean, that's not good enough. If you don't want to talk to anyone to find a place, I can offer you a barn.
Maybe Siobhan can just stay at the midwife for a night longer. I think the bed is quite nice for her. I will just plonk myself somewhere, that's fine. Thank you. We don't want to make any more work for all of you guys.
You can sleep here. I mean, I don't have a bed, but you can sleep on the floor. I mean, if we give you a couple of blankets, I mean, this is just not... You can't just plonk yourself down somewhere.
I've traveled so much and slept on so many floors. It's not a problem as long as I have a roof.
So what's wrong with my floor?
Well, I can also then sleep on the floor next to my friend and have an eye on her and make sure she's not getting worse again.
All right.
Thank you.
He looks nonplussed.
Well, Aisling will just walk back. And she will then just peek in, I think, and plonk herself next to Siobhan and just be creepy and watch her sleep.
Okay, it's as interesting as watching paint dry, depending on if you find that interesting, because she is actually quite a deep sleeper and she doesn't move a lot.
I think, honestly, Aisling would probably also lean back and take a little nap. Because she did not get much sleep, so she would just take a nap and wait until lunchtime.
Okay.
Although before I plonk myself, I would clearly go to the healer midwife and would just ask if it would be okay if we stay one night longer, if she would mind or not.
Of course. I mean, I would prefer if you stayed one more night so that she doesn't have to go anywhere. Of course.
Yeah, we will do that. Okay, thank you.
There will be something solid for this evening. Some stew. Well, no, we just had soup. I'm gonna make you something solid.
We are also fine with stew. Anything hard.
You need to get something else in you as well. So you sleep. And
I think for the midwife, Aisling would still be like, can I offer any kind of help? Do you need like wood chopping or repairing or anything else for us staying here and taking your time?
You're not taking my time. I'm going to go out now and look after one of my expecting mothers.
Okay.
You don't need to do anything. You're my guests.
For Aisling, it's like, I need to do something in return, but she's like, okay. Thank you, and she will, then plonk herself next to Siobhan.
On a 62, she realizes what's going on, and she says, I will think of something. But at the moment, maybe just try and get some rest. All right?
Thank you. And she will then plonk herself next to Siobhan. Look for a few minutes just to make sure she's doing fine, breathing calmly, not having nightmares.
No.
And then she will, just huddle down in the chair and be like...
Well, at some point you do notice somebody poking you. Again. Your neck is going to give you hell.
Well, my eyes are happy that they get rest. We will stay here for one night longer. I want to be
But you're not sleeping in that chair.
No, I will sleep on the floor. That's fine. I have a blanket. It's dry.
How about I sleep on the floor and you take the bed? I've been in the bed.
Excuse me. What is that for a stupid idea? You are the one that barely made it out of this.
I would beg to differ. I made it out of there fine. Yes, I was hurt, but I was...
Please take the bed and heal quickly so we can go tomorrow. If not, we need to stay longer.
But what about going to the farm?
I have no idea if they're there, if they want us there, if we're in the way. Let's go tomorrow by boat. First of all, take care of the swamp thingy. And
if they want us there, you found their son. You saved her from being murdered.
Yeah, but we would arrive at the farm at dawn, be like, surprise! No. Let's just stay here. Also, honestly, I feel
at dusk,
better.
But
yeah, true. Dusk, not dawn. Sorry.
She relents. She says, all right.
We
are leaving tomorrow and we're going to the farm.
If you're feeling better tomorrow, we will leave tomorrow. Yes. One step after the other.
I will feel better.
Aisling will be in thoughts like, dear goddess, sometimes your child is a little bit difficult to handle. And but she will not say anything, but it will be like, give me calm.
So now you know how I feel dealing with you for the last 1.5 decades. No.
I'm easy to handle. I need a drink, some food, and a blanket, and I'm fine.
Yes, and then, of course, the stubbornness comes out, and then all bets are off.
I just know exactly what I want.
Yeah.
Goal-driven?
You wanted that horse. And that was the only time that you went to school and actually studied hard. You got the horse and it all went out the window.
Goal-driven.
Yeah. All right.
And I have my boy with me, so it was the right choice to do.
It was the right choice, yeah. Actually, I'm hungry again.
We will get lunch in a little bit. Yeah, there will be.
And actually, yes, you do get lunch, and it's more of that soup, which is really nice. And now that it's been kind of like steeping more, it's
usually better.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then she's like, I feel bored. Can we not go for a walk? Puppy dog eyes.
Aisling will talk to the healer if there's a good idea to have a relaxed, small walk through the village and come back. Just a little bit.
But no running.
No
jumping.
Believe me, she will not run or jump.
All right. And no frolicking either. Try to keep her calm.
I will try to. If she's not behaving, I will just carry her back here.
And somehow I believe you and every single word you just said.
Yeah.
And I almost would like to see that.
It might happen, to be honest, because she's not the easiest to handle. She's quite stubborn.
Is she now?
Yeah.
You know what they say? Takes one to know one.
Might be very true. I call it goal-driven, but yeah.
Oh, right. So you basically, the two of you get... Yeah.
Help Siobhan up and we'll tell her, no running, no jumping, no stupid things, or I will carry you back here and plonk you into bed and you're allowed to move anymore.
What you do notice is that it's not as smooth and not as easy as she might have wanted it to be, but she's also too stubborn to admit
She's too
it.
stubborn, I think, but I can imagine that she probably still is quite weak because her body fought in a short time a lot off. She's also probably bruised by everything that happened as well. So Aisling will be very close call to like, I will catch you if you stumble, or if you can't. And I think as soon as we're outside, you say when we have to turn around. And if it's too much, we can just take a break, yeah?
On a 76/81 for her Gewandtheit, she is not doing really well, but she's also not falling. But you can see that it could be better.
Yeah.
And you also notice that she really doesn't have that much stamina at the moment to keep going for long, and her constitution is 21 only anyway. And with a 20, that's actually not a bad roll. With a 25 though, she is over, and you do know, and she actually starts breathing a little more heavily, and then she puts her hand on your arm and she says, I think maybe going back is a good idea, because I do feel a little bit tired. No, not tired, exhausted.
Yeah, you've been through a lot, and I think a lot of people wouldn't move for days after this. So come
Those
on.
people have not traveled with you, so
That's true. Aisling will give her like the arm that she can like maybe lean in a little bit.
She will do this, and she's better for it, and she's grateful as well.
And then will slowly, one step after the other, will walk back to the place.
And then she actually is happy to plonk back into bed. Then the afternoon passes quite quickly, because she does want to kind of like put her feet up and maybe even just close her eyes.
As much, just relax as best as she can.
And then at around 6, there is dinner, and that is actually now roast potato with roast carrots and lots of greens, and there is no meat this time round. And and then it depends on what you want to do, but Siobhan, there isn't really anything she would like to do, because she really just wants to sleep.
I think Aisling would also just use the time to relax. She would maybe sit a little in the chair, and then she would also just curl up on the floor.
Okay, then I think we can jump to the next morning, because the night is going to be super uneventful, and the next morning you get food again. Now the question is, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to the farm? Do you want to go to the swamp? Either way, you would have to take a boat, because even if you want to stop by the farm, you would need a boat to get to the swamp later.
Yeah, we would definitely take a boat. I will not have a walk. Boy, what? The boat is still here, I suspect, and we will see that we can take it again. And Aisling is so tempted to go to the farm, drop Siobhan there.
Well, do you want to go to the farm first?
It's not really on the way, is it?
Oh, you have to go past the farm to get to where you need to go.
Yeah, then we would make a short stop at the farm, just also to see if they are fine, because if they're out there, you have no idea what happened tonight if the crazy one tried to get a boy again.
So Siobhan, why don't you go to the farmhouse and then just basically cast off again and row really quickly away? No. Okay, so the two of you go to the farm.
Yep.
Do you want me to handle this, or would you like to?
Handle what?
She knocks on the door, looks at you exasperatedly. The door opens. It's Callista. Oh, you've come back for the horses.
No, not yet.
Oh, I thought that basically you wanted money, so I left money with the Burgomeister.
Yeah, we got it. Thank you, but... And Aisling would give her the bag. The bag back? You don't have to pay us for this.
Do you know that you saved my life? And you saved Carl's life. Of course I need to pay you. And she basically shoves the bag against your chest.
Well, we first have to do something in the swamp first, but it's still the question. Tilda, we had the idea that maybe we would stay and help with the harvest.
I mean, I will not lie to you, any hand is welcome, but you can stay for as long as you like without lifting anything, not a finger.
You don't want me sitting around, believe me. I need to do
Well, yes,
things.
you are tall. You would be in the way if I had to ever clean the floor. You would have to move, but...
No, we would love to help. If for that you would have like a room and 2 beds for us, and the horses if they could stay for a little longer.
At that moment, Tilda shows up and she says, "Oh, you're here for the horses?"
We would like to...
No, they have this weird idea that they need to help on the farm. Did you tell them to help on the farm? Well, I did suggest that, they were looking for a place to stay, and I said that I was going to visit you to help you, and they offered. But, of course, now they can't, because, they have saved you. They should... There is enough space anyway. Yeah, that's what I've been saying, but she insists on trying to help on the farm.
We just did the right thing. It's just right to help as well. I'm happy to help. I'm good at harvesting and doing things.
Then at this stage, Siobhan basically shoves you to the side, and she basically...
Ashley will step back with still the bag in hand, like...
walks closer to them, and she first of all takes Callista's hand, and she says, "Thank you so much for your hospitality. We will gladly accept it. But where we come from, hospitality always goes 2 ways. Yes, it is freely given and accepted. But we come from a society where people are fairly poor. So whatever we do is we always try to help. We either make stuff, and she's very good at building houses, but you've already got one. Or we grow stuff. I heal. That's the only thing I can really do. But harvesting is something that we're both really good at. Where I come from, we had like a small field as well. That was ours, and we harvested every year. So we would really feel a lot better if we could help, because, she gets bored really easily. And then she's terrible around the house. And, if it then starts raining...
Awkward smile from Ashley.
Yeah. Callista is like, I see your problem, Siobhan. I see your problem. Of course she can help on the farm.
Siobhan is also a good teacher. Maybe she can teach your boy a few things. She taught the children at our village back home quite a bit.
Well, why not? I think
he, by
you
the
would
way,
like that.
Is he okay? And are you okay after all that happened?
I am all right. I will tell you, I was very afraid that he was dead. I didn't care about my own life, but if he had been dead, I would have not cared at all anymore. Yes, he is only my stepson, that's what people say, but I don't like the only. He is my stepson. Yes, but I feel like he's my own flesh and blood. And I love him more than anything. If he had died, I would not have wanted to live.
Well, it's good that you two have each other. And then Tilda included as a small family. We will today go back in the swamp and finish what we started. And then hopefully your boy is safe, because honestly at the moment he's not. They might come again to get him.
He said that there was a man.
Yes.
Who is that man?
The son of the swamp witch.
She had a son?
Yes.
How come nobody has ever seen him?
Because he did not want to be seen. And honestly, after all we found out about him, no one wants to meet him.
But what did he want with Carl?
Maybe making his mom more angry. Probably.
Because Carl is a good boy.
We know. Well, sadly enough, the Swamp Witch already lost her life to her son.
He told me that she was dead, but she was killed by her own son? That's evil.
Well, it looks like she was killed by the creatures that took your son.
About them, are they going to come back?
At the moment they might, so be careful, and as soon as something like that appears...
But I mean, what are you going to do? You're certainly not going to confront him, are you? That's dangerous.
Yes, but he killed someone. He kidnapped a boy from home. He actually, by that, almost killed you as well.
But that's... I mean, you might get hurt.
Yes. So? I still think that he's rather in danger than I am, but...
She looks a little bit at Siobhan, and Siobhan just goes, actually, she's really good at that. She's a fighter. She was trained for that.
The only things I need to be careful about is too many wolves at the same time. That's something I learned my lesson to maybe be a little bit more careful around. And she will point to high.
Is there anything we can help you with?
If we could just refill our canteens, and maybe if you would have a piece of bread that we can take.
What kind of a question is that? Says Tilda, completely exasperated. She goes back inside. She comes back. She gives you two canteens full of water, and she just basically shoves them at you. And then she goes back in again, and she comes back with a bag. That's food. And she thrusts it at Siobhan, and Siobhan just takes it.
Thank you. We will...
And come back once you're finished. I want to see you immediately.
We will come back here. Thank you so much. I will just... She will look at Siobhan. We'll give her the bag. Be careful. I will just tell the horses that we will be here for a little longer. And
okay.
She will run towards the stable.
I will take this to the boat already.
Don't go off without me. I know you're thinking about it.
Am I that transparent to you?
Yes, because I had the same thoughts to dump you here and go without you. So... Two of a kind.
Yes.
And Aisling will run just into the stables, will just be like giving Storm a little like, sorry, we left you, but you have to stay here a little longer. And
he nuzzles you.
Take care of each other. Be good horses. And she will give Percy, obviously, also a little scratch.
What you notice is that the two of them have been brushed. Their coats look very shiny.
Good.
And they also have water in the trough, and that looks really fresh. And they also have been given food, but somebody has been at them with a brush, and and oh my word, somebody has actually made a little plaid of Storm's mane.
I'm not sure Storm likes that.
He looks very fine.
Well, you obviously both are taking care very well. You look fabulous.
Yes. You see in the face, I am a warhorse and I look stunning.
Yeah, Percy as well. And yeah, both get a little bit scritches, and then she will run off to go down and join Siobhan back.
Who has not actually set out on her own. She's still there. So you basically make your way to the island that you know quite well at this stage. And you land. So the question is, how are you going to do this assault? Are you just going to storm the village, as it were, just run into the cave with the geezer, or what are you going to do?
Well, the thing is, we are at the farm now. We went there. When we are going in, it will be then... We're leaving the farm afternoon probably, or early
well, I would say no, it's you left the I assume you left quite early in the morning, so you would have left, let's say, at 9, so 11, then everything discussing that didn't take that long. Actually, it took as much telling time as it took in-game time.
But we would probably...
So it's probably going to take you
noon?
another 3 to 4 hours to get to the island. So you would be arriving at around 4, I would say.
Well, it's the main question if it would be tactically the smarter idea to go to the house of the witch first, give her a burial, stay there one night, and then earliest morning ship out. Because then we have basically more or less the full day on the island.
Or arrive at night is what Siobhan would say, and try to approach at night when it's dark. Because what you do remember is that the approach to the cave is completely open country.
Yeah, that's true. And we were lucky because he was not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's then do that. Maybe approach at night.
She suggests, well, we have to go past the house anyway. So let's just go to the house first, and then we can make a decision if we want to land and do the burial, or if we want to keep going. Let's just play it by ear. And maybe something comes to us with regard to what would be tactically more.
Yeah.
And then you do that and you approach the house. So it's now round about 4 o'clock. You would need another 2 to 3 hours to get to the island if you just kept to the... Yeah, well, it is an island at the end of the day, to the cave shore, if you were to keep going.
I think Aisling would very carefully try to see how Siobhan is holding up.
Then give me Menschenkenntnis.
Let's see. I'm better at that now. Doesn't mean I'm good at rolling. No. I can't read her.
Let's see how she's doing, because we have a constitution for her.
And even my reader dice
again,
confirm.
28. So she has 21, so she is kind of flagging. Yeah. You can, she is not doing well. You don't necessarily notice, but...
Well, I would say let's make a stop here. You get a little rest. I will bury the old lady.
No, she wasn't old actually. She looked like she was 30.
Then we can bury
the witch.
Then we can bury her, and then we can decide if we start off. We will still arrive there at nighttime. When we get to the island, Aisling would scan again if those weird creatures are visibly there.
Wahrnehmung.
That is a success with a 22.
You see nothing.
Okay, that's good. Then we will walk towards the house. Hope that everything is still locked up and looks good.
Well, it is. It looks like it looks exactly like it was when you left it.
Okay, so no one broke inside.
The dead body is still on the bed. And yeah, so do you? She's going to try and help.
You can give the blessing at the end. Please lay down. I can't have you collapse on me.
All right. All right. I'll stay
because
back.
I'm quick with shoveling. That's not the thing. And Aisling will look for something like a shovel or whatever.
That's not a problem. She had a garden. There is shovels. Even like a little pickaxe to kind of like break open ground.
She will
that's
find.
kind of dry.
I don't know if there's a nice place, maybe.
You see a really lovely tree.
Yeah,
that is actually quite large. Yeah, and it's interesting because it's white bark. And it's got really red leaves, although everything else around is green. So it looks like this one either turned out of season or whatever, but it looks... Is that a face? You'd say that that it looks like almost like this has a face.
Okay. Then Aisling would... exactly under the tree would start to dig the hole big enough. And when the hole is ready, she would go back We'll have a look if Siobhan maybe fell asleep.
Siobhan has been cooking.
You should rest, not work.
I was cooking. That's not work. You should rest. You have been working.
You should lay down and rest.
I will lay down and I will rest. But you also need to eat some food.
Well, first, finish the prayer. And Aisling will make sure that the witch is nicely wrapped in her in a blanket. She would also look around if there's something like, she's going with cliché witch, like a staff or something like that looks like it belonged to the witch, that was like important.
There is a little figurine of a raven carved from the same wood like the tree. And it looks like, you know, because you have an eye for woodwork, first of all, it's really fine work, but it also looks like somebody has been handling this. So maybe it's kind of like a focus or something.
Well, then that would be rather a token maybe she would bring back home and would give to the boy.
But you don't see anything that looks like a staff.
Then, but the raven, when it catches her eye, she would, I think, would show it to Siobhan, and maybe that would be a nice gift for the boy, that he has something from his actual mother.
Are you going to tell him?
No.
I agree, this would be nice. And basically then the two of you step outside.
Yep.
You place
carefully place her, cover her up.
Siobhan actually does pray, and she prays out loud. And she says, Vana, take this daughter of yours into your realm. Make sure that your brother Elator watches over her eternal rest. And then she looks at you and she says, I hope that Elator exists here as well. I mean, we know Vana is here. Hopefully her brother is as well.
Well, maybe if not, she can pull in someone that does a similar thing.
And then basically and then she tugs at your arm and she says, but now you also need to eat something, and then we will both rest.
Yeah, I think Aisling would put her hand on the tree bark, basically, just putting it down, just looking at the tree. And you watch over her, please. And then... Ooh.
Okay, I said nothing.
Aisling will turn into a tree and not move anymore. Aisling and Siobhan will go back inside and eat something.
Yeah, she actually did find some cured meat. You would say hare. Yeah. And it's you know, once it's cured and been hanging for a while, it does get a little bit tough. So she's been soaking it in water and cooking it and boiling it. You know, this fare, it's not the most delicious, but that's how you also would have taken care of the hares that you would have hunted in winter and just made to last. Yeah. But it's familiar food, and the way she prepared it is like, it's almost like home. You know, she used the herbs that are there, and it's a nice meal. But then Siobhan actually says, oh, I'm just going to go to bed now. And she just plonks down on the bed and goes to sleep.
That's good. I think Aisling will make the decision that they will stay until basically the afternoon the next day. Yeah. Because Siobhan needs a good sleep, and honestly I'm quite sure Aisling would like to have a proper sleep in a bed as well. So Aisling would walk through, make sure everything is shut up and closed again properly, and then she will plonk herself in bed as well to just get some sleep, and honestly they can sleep as long as they like.
Okay, so you do wake up at some point the next day, but you have slept in, you have like a brunch kind of thing. And then in the afternoon, you get in the boat, you approach the island. Do you want to time it so that when you get there, it's kind of dark already?
That basically the sun is slowly setting when we get there.
Yeah, you manage this no problem, roll knowledge nature, Naturkunde, but I'm pretty sure you can do this. You get an advantage, so you can roll twice.
Let me see, Naturkunde. Sekunde. That's a success, the second one. The first one was a 2, that was horrible, but 13, 19, 20, 21 is definitely a success.
Okay, so you know enough, basically, even although you've only been here like 5 or 6 nights at this stage, you do know enough about the rhythm of the sun in these here parts to time it really well. You approach, it is getting dark, you land the boat.
Yep.
So what are you going to do? Are you just going to walk to the cave and just go downstairs and assault this guy?
First of all, we would have, or at least Aisling would have a look and see if she can see anything running around outside, like those fun creatures. Because I'm quite sure he is able to do more or create more of them than the ones we destroyed. Or we destroyed is good, Siobhan destroyed. That is a 23. That's a success.
Excellent. So you see nothing. You also hear nothing.
We know where roughly he landed the last time with his boat. Aisling would walk first of all in that direction to see if the boat is there or not.
The boat is there.
Okay. That might be a good sign. Then let's tiptoe and keep distance and count that we get through this stupid geyser this time without problems.
Yeah, her Schleichen isn't successful on a 19.
Aisling is not really quiet. She rolled a 14.
Brilliant. So the two of you don't really manage to not make any noise?
We try to maybe duck a little, but we still make noise slowly getting towards the cave.
So, but again, you hear the noise of the geyser, and that is actually quite loud as well. Okay. So, this time round, you have timed it. You are not going to walk into this again. So
no, we can wait outside, but still see what is happening inside. I'm quite sure, and just wait for the timing to.
Yeah, and you do. So, you now remember it. Basically, there is this staircase that goes down. Yep. What you also remember is there was a golem there the last time you were there.
Gaia.
Okay, so do you go downstairs?
We go downstairs, and we at least. Aisling would try to sneak again, maybe.
Oh, she has a critical success. She rolled a natural 20.
That is good. And I will roll a proper dice because I'm not... That is close, but not good enough. That's a 17.
Okay.
Or she has only +3 for Schleichen, so...
Keep going down.
Yeah.
Okay. And who goes first?
Aisling would go first, for sure.
You come to almost the bottom of the stairs. You pause because you do remember you heard the footsteps of the golem the last time. You listen. You don't need to roll. You hear nothing. Do you take a step further and basically crane your neck to look around?
Yeah, she would do that.
Okay, what you see is the remnants of the golem. The golem has been destroyed.
Aisling will think, she will not say, but she will think by herself that that boy has anger issues.
Yes, probably.
He just should have taken a better password and all would be well. It was too easy. That's not the golem's fault. It's not that the golems choose their password. Then Aisling would take a step down and would try to listen if she can hear anything or anyone moving. Or does she see any light anywhere?
Roll Wahrnehmung. Oh, she passed this time round. 16 plus 6.
20.
Okay. Yes, you do see light, but that's very faint. But you do hear somebody. You hear someone talking. How did he manage to get out of here? The door was locked. And that stupid golem? Maybe I shouldn't have killed him before I could talk to him. Somebody's been here and I wonder who it was. It's not that old bitch because she's dead. I'm gonna have to kill more of them and rebuild them. And then I'm gonna get that boy because, I mean, where else would he have gone? And it's the voice of a youngish man.
Ashing would try to figure out, she still roughly knows how the layout was. And she would try to figure out from where it comes. She suspects one of the rooms, but...
Yeah, you are right. Do you want to move?
Yeah. Aisling will slowly move. Clicking? No, real dice. I'm
A 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I will roll back with the program. It's nicer to me.
You basically try your best, but you actually step somehow on a piece of the golem and you fall on your face. You make a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm.
So you are also now down for a round. The problem is, out of the room storms a man, and he sees you. And he sees you because Siobhan is still a little bit behind her. She actually didn't pass her sneak roll either, but he also was very good at his listen roll, Wahrnehmungsroll.
Yeah,
so he is now going to... He sees you.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Because now I'm casting a spell. This is the first time in this game that I'm actually doing this.
The idea was to sneak in and grab him before we could do anything.
And now you get to roll.
Okay.
Dealing with pain first.
Okay, Schmerzen ertragen. 28. I'm fine.
Excellent. Then
Also,
what? Yeah.
I'm hurt by the stupidity of falling, but
because
mental.
your pain courses through your body. This is excruciating. Can I now ask you, when you go to your sheet, there is, when you go to Kampf, it says Restpunkt Körper.
Yeah.
Can you click on this and tell me if you succeed?
Yep, a 34.
Oh, good. You get a -2.
Rolled a 19, so close to...
Excellent. You get a
crit.
-2 to everything now.
Okay.
Because what he has done is he has cast a spell on you that causes pain.
Thank goodness he put it on me or not Siobhan.
Usually what would happen is you get a -4 to everything, which we know in this game is excruciating.
Yeah.
But because you've got
-2.
this dealing with pain, I think it makes sense for you to roll to reduce that by half if you succeed. Then you roll the resistance. If you pass the resistance, you don't take any physical damage. If you had, then your LEP would have been reduced and you couldn't use armor on that one. So that's how this works. So, basically then, it is Siobhan. Siobhan will now, let's see if she can actually get past you because she is behind you. So we're going to roll on Gewandtheit first. With a 40, I think she does. Yes, that's a critical, that's a hard success.
She's good, yeah.
So she goes past you and she basically tries to attack him with her sickle.
Was I boop him on the nose? No, she's trying to cut his ears off. Or hands off.
She doesn't hit him. So then you can get up.
Yeah, I would definitely.
And now please make a roll on Gewandtheit to see if you can do anything else this round.
Just to be curious, how far away is he from me?
I would say a good 10 meters. Why?
The question is, her main goal is to get him off his feet. Mm-hmm. And you can do that from below. You don't even have to get up. But I still need to at least turn around and get on my knees and move. Yeah, no. Let's do Geschicklichkeit, you said?
Gewandtheit. Oh, Gewandtheit, because Geschicklichkeit is Fingerfertigkeit.
They're close to each other anyhow. So that is a success. I rolled a 59.
Okay, so you get up and you have one action.
She would football tackle him.
Oh, very good.
The idea is to get him off his feet, just full run and full weight into it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then use Raufen.
Let's see where it is there. Why am I so bad at Raufen? Can I level up that thing as well?
I have to think about... I'm not sure, but I think you must be able to, but I'm not sure.
Because I only have 8 and I don't know
Yeah, me
why.
too. Yeah.
8 is, I think, the standard that you have. Well, it's still a success. It's a...
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So he gets to Raufen back. So, okay, I've made a change. There is no such thing as Ausdauer anymore. So if you do damage, you hit life points.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, and he doesn't block you at all. So
okay, we both go down.
Okay, but do you not do damage? Did it do damage at all?
It doesn't say damage.
Okay, that's weird, isn't it?
It only says success or not success.
Okay. Okay, so you take him down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me see. Is that... Handgemenge. Gegner umwerfen. Verschilde, Panzer. Bei Gelingen leichter Schaden auf verstürzte Boden. Ist alles, was da steht. No, that's not really helpful in this case.
Okay, I see. Mm-hmm.
Able to get out of this, right? Yeah, I'm not.
Oh yeah, if you do this, then you actually have to... Oh god.
Yeah.
It's nice, but it's...
I think her goal in this case was also not really to hurt him, but to just basically knock him off his feet, surprise him, and keep him busy.
Mm-hmm.
Because her next round would be the idea to give him a very tight squeeze and hold his mouth, because I'm quite sure he is also someone he needs to be able to talk to.
Oh, did you remember that you had a -2 to that roll? Would that have made a difference?
Yes, then it would have been an 18 and a fail.
Okay, in that case, then we have to...
Yeah,
okay,
no,
so
true.
essentially it's a -2 and a -10 to anything that has a percentile die.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so basically that didn't work. So now it's his turn, and he has a sword as well, and he attacks Siobhan. And on a 26, he hits.
He's attacking her. Okay, yeah, okay. I did not really so basically I'm just thinking on how this, so I'm definitely close to him, but I was not able to really grab him then. Okay.
Yeah, he basically took a step. You didn't even get to him, you know. It was more like, yes, you're there, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to actually try and parry, because you didn't even make it.
Okay, good.
But the good thing is she actually managed to oh no, I have to choose this, don't I? Oh, oops. You
can do it. Or not.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, okay, fine. She actually manages to fall to the ground, because she basically doesn't parry at all. but he hits, and it's a critical fail on her parry, so he does do damage.
Okay.
So that's one.
Not okay, but
6.
I need a barbarian rage mode for
4.
Aisling. A barbarian rage mode for Aisling would be something.
Yeah, and she loses. Oh yeah, she wasn't even full. Yeah, so she gets. Oh. Yeah.
Did you regain anything in the 2 nights of rest? 3 nights of rest after the incident.
She regained 3 points, so she's down. So that was then 9. So minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah. So this now means that she's at less than half a hit point. So since we don't work with Ausdauer anymore, if you're at less than half, you get a minus 4 to everything.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, it is your turn. Because she cannot do anything this round.
Now, her only goal is to grab him. One hand over the mouth, the other hand just like a bear hug.
Mm-hmm. Raufen.
And a very tight squeeze. Is it really Raufen?
Yeah, that's the only thing that you can use, actually.
But then it doesn't make sense because I'm almost not possible to make that roll. So Aisling will not do that because it's a strength thing, and it's so stupid because she's unwieldy strength, but she cannot even grapple someone. It's a weird idea. We need to look at that roll because it's just grabbing someone. But if not, she will just use the sword.
Make a strength check.
Yeah.
Minus 10%, but then he gets to oppose you with Geschicklichkeit and
he can try to wiggle out of it, and maybe that might be or if not, she will just blankly attack him then with the sword. That's
please do. I will just have to make up what his because he doesn't have any stats. That's the problem.
Then if it's so complicated,
no. Please roll.
Because
we're gonna figure this out. Just roll your strength minus 10. Yeah.
It's still a success because I rolled a 12.
He rolled a 55.
Okay.
I would assume that normal Gewandtheit would be around 60 for somebody who's not in...
50, 60 should be the average.
Okay, so he has passed 2, but you have passed better. So yes, you do grapple him. What do you want to do?
Just basically saying to him, don't move. You will have to pay for what you've done.
Do you hold his mouth shut?
Yeah, I will hold his mouth shut because that's important. If not, he will do magic things that we do not hope he can do now. At least that's her hope.
On a 21, he attacks you with his... he's basically now engaging in Raufen, so he's trying to rest free because he's... Yeah.
So what can I do against that?
Try Raufen.
Okay. Oh. That's a 23.
Okay, so you meet like with like, so you're just basically in this holding pattern now.
Mm-hmm.
Siobhan gets up. Did you remember the minus 2?
It's still, then it would be 21.
Okay.
It would be still a success. But I did not remember, but it's still good enough.
She gets up.
Get a rope.
Okay, let's see if she's lucky that there's a rope. 35, 38. No, she's not lucky.
Okay.
A rope? What? We didn't bring any. What do you want to do now?
I'm torn between bundling him up and throwing him at the villagers that they can have their revenge.
He's a magician. What do you think he's going to do with them?
I can also just cut his throat. You heard what he said. He will go for...
Of course I did. Let's see what he does.
So Aisling will use all her strength just to keep him in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you see that Siobhan falls to her knees and she's writhing in pain.
From character point of view, I'm tempted to say Aisling will try to turn his neck in a way that is not very healthy.
Well, you can always try and wring his neck if you like.
I have no idea what you would roll for that.
The
But
question
she's standing
is,
behind him and
have
she
you
already
done this
has one
before?
hand there. I think only with animals, not with humans.
So that's what I was thinking, but you know how it works, then
Yeah.
roll strength -10.
I rolled it too.
You actually just broke his neck. He's dead. He goes limp.
And she will just drop him and she will run over to Siobhan. Just kneel next to her. Does it go now?
I don't know
Breathe.
what he did,
Breathe.
but I can't remember the last time I felt this much pain. It was like somebody was squeezing my heart. And that
Yeah.
was a lot like what you felt, but
Yeah,
a lot
she's
stronger, apparently.
just like, I went through the same. I just thought that maybe he couldn't do that when he was not. He could do that by mind.
Of course he could.
Don't you have to say a nice thing and wiggle around?
No. I basically just need to look at things.
Okay.
If I, for example, want to see if they are somehow touched by the gods.
Learning for me. Magician, always knock out. Grappling, not helpful.
Are you hurt? And she looks at you and you can see that.
Not as much as you.
Yeah. It's slowly fading away. And you also feel that the pain is
Yeah.
subsiding, so the -2 goes away.
Well, we are basically done here. I think just breathe a moment, and Aisling will get up and she will walk through the rooms and see if she can find any like books or scrolls.
Roll Wahrnehmung.
I rolled an 11.
You do find a couple of books.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, basically they're more like notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
She will grab them.
mm-hmm. Now you can't read them because that's I'll talk.
No,
with
she
you
wants
now.
to burn them. I'm just
Okay.
tempted if she wants to burn them down here, or honestly, if things burn here, it's so be it.
Do you look through them at all?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Although Aisling would grab the notebook, she would be standing basically next to Siobhan. Then I think we should burn everything that he produced or used, because whoever maybe comes here again, they shouldn't get the same weird idea he had with resurrecting weird animals.
I agree. Let's go. There is actually a fireplace down here.
Then Aisling would throw everything in there and set it on fire.
Mm-hmm. You burn it. It burns really well. And what about him?
Just for me, the geyser has like probably a hole where the water steams out.
Mm-hmm.
Since we counted the timing, would there be enough time to drop his body in that hole
Oh, yes.
and leave?
Yeah.
That would be the idea Aisling would have.
Okay, you take the body upstairs.
Yeah.
You wait for the geyser to to calm.
Mm-hmm.
Throw the body in. The
Yeah.
body actually drops down into the hole. And you leave. What?
I think Aisling would hesitate for a second before throwing in. Just at the moment, as he said, throws it in. Is
no,
like,
well, I mean, it's. I'm just. You don't have to do it. You can.
She will look at Siobhan. Do you think his mother would like him buried next to her?
She did say, "Remember, they're both my sons."
Let's go, and she will just plonk him over his shoulder, and we will take the body with us and.
You return to the...
by boat back to the island.
You go back to the island. It's now approaching morning.
Yeah.
Like dawn.
What do you think about burying him, getting a little bit of rest, and then go back to the farm, that we get at least to the farm before sunset?
Sure.
Aisling will get the shovel again and try and start to dig a hole.
Well, it's a lot easier now because the earth has already been disturbed, so it's a lot softer now. You bury him. Siobhan says a couple of words. She again commits his soul to Elator and his sister Vana.
Aisling will again put her hand on the tree and be like, and on this one, you need to make sure he's not making any trouble anymore.
It's interesting, whenever I roll anything remotely divine for you, I roll under 20 every time. Okay. And then the two of you basically have kind of like an evening, you go to bed, you sleep a little.
Yeah, we eat a little, we go to bed, sleep a little.
And then you make your way to the farm. You see the farmhouse come into sight, into view. You pull the boat ashore. It's now around about 6 o'clock. You arrive. Do you go inside?
Yes.
Okay. You knock on the door. The door opens. It's Tilda. She gives you a once over. She looks at you like this from bottom to toe, from toe to face, and she's like, "You look all right."
A little hurt, but not much.
Did you get him?
Yes. You are
so
safe.
He's not coming for the boy?
No, he's coming for no one anymore.
She steps to the side and lets the two of you in. They're back, Callista, and they are unhurt. And I don't think you need to worry anymore. Callista comes into the room from the kitchen, and she's basically wearing an apron, so she's cleaning her hands, and she's like, "So Carl is safe?"
Yes.
I don't know how to thank you. I have more money. Wait. And she turns around to run to where the money is.
Please don't. Just give us a little bit longer a place to stay.
Oh, you can stay for as long as you like.
Yeah, then keep the money for your boy. It's better investment there. We don't need the money.
Are you hungry?
Yes, indeed, I have to say.
Well, then how about you just sit down at the table and we're gonna have dinner.
Could we wash up and clean up a bit?
Of course, what was I thinking? Of course. Carl, how about you draw some water from the well? And Carl is like, yes! And he runs out. I mean, he's old enough to draw water from the well, and he draws water from the well, and she says, put it, they can have the back room. You know, the one with the two beds? You just put it in there, and then he says, yeah, come with me. And he runs, and there's water splashing all over.
Oh, that's fine, that's fine.
And then he puts it down, and then he says, so, I'll see you at dinner. And he runs out again.
Before he runs off, Aisling would just kneel down and just look at him. Did you take care of our horses?
I braided his hair too.
He was so proud about that. I don't think I ever did that. They were both very happy. You are taking really good care of animals. Thank you.
I like animals. And, you know, and I was talking to them. And I'm pretty sure that they understood every single word I was saying.
They do understand more than they should, maybe.
And I'm pretty sure that they spoke to me too.
Mm-hmm.
They told me of a place that you went to. It's called something Chrysia.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very hot there.
Oh yeah. Much different to our home or the place here. I visit family I have there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me about something that you really didn't like eating. Olives.
They taste horrible.
He grins.
Before you run off, I have a little something for you. I thought maybe you would like that. It's like a lucky charm. And she will pull out the raven figure.
For me? But I can't accept that. I mean, that looks lovely.
Well, I have no use for it, and after all that happened, I think a little bit of extra luck will not hurt for you. I'm glad that we brought you back, and your mom and you can stay around here.
He carries it around on his palm, and he's completely absorbed by this thing.
Just stay as a lovely boy as you are. You're a good son. And she will just go through his hair.
And he says, "Thank you. I'll see you at dinner." And he runs out. This child doesn't walk. This child runs everywhere.
It's heartwarming and refreshing. So Aisling would basically clean up.
Once he's out, Siobhan closes the door and she turns around and she says, "You do know what he was just telling us."
Yes.
I wonder when he will realize that he's the only one.
When he grows older, probably. But it's not surprising that he has some extra powers based on what his real mother can do. But honestly, if it turns out he seems to be the good side of everything, so he loves animals and he can talk to them. He's the best one to either be a farmer and run a farm and the animals will be really happy, or he can be even like the doctor for the animals if he wants to go there, because he can understand what the real problem is.
I wonder, maybe you were right, maybe this raven was meant for him.
I'm not sure, but I think she would be happy to know that he has something from her.
She would.
And at least the other son is with her, and wherever they are, she can punch him in the nose. Yeah.
I don't think she would.
Maybe she will slap him and then give him a hug.
Yes, that's
I
more
think
like it.
Both would be quite easy. It's crazy.
What is?
How people can drift into darkness like that.
Maybe it was just pain.
A lot of anger, for sure. That poor golem did nothing wrong.
I think you're probably the only one who would say, "Poor golem did nothing wrong."
He just did his job.
I know.
And his master gives a stupid easy password. Well, for you to crack.
You have such a good heart. You feel for everyone.
I always thought I would know. Because you feel for everyone as well.
It's not. Or how else would you explain this world? Well, not this world, but the world that we come from.
Well, thank goodness there are still next to us other people that care about others a lot.
So let's
and
get
some
cleaned
that
up.
care about animals a lot, which is good to hear. I think the horses will enjoy his company as long as we stay here.
I believe so. Let's get cleaned up. Let's get something to eat, because tomorrow someone, and I'm not looking at anyone in particular, is going to start helping with the harvest. And she basically looks into the basin where you can see her reflection. I will help.
Take it slow, please. You are still hurt, and you got
I
hurt
will.
again today.
I will. And my hands are still not Using my sickle really hurt.
Maybe there are things you can teach the boy that will not really strain on your...
I can see if he can read and write, because if not, then I will teach him that, because that is an important piece of knowledge to have.
It will strain your nerves probably, but they were not hurt.
Well, I've taught you.
You can
and
teach
I'm
anyone.
Still standing, indeed.
Yeah, you can teach anyone. I think he would enjoy that. He seems to be a curious boy.
And I think he's also highly intelligent. Yeah. Maybe
I think
finds it a bit difficult to sit down and keep his peace, just saying.
I think also with whatever else powers he might have, it's good that he is learning a lot of things, because that helps you understand everything more.
That is true. That is very true.
Well, let's see. Before dinner, I will go for the horses, just to tell them we're back.
Do. I'm gonna see about my face, and because the face actually looks terrible. And
I
then
think we probably have a little bit more of the paste.
Yes, you do.
From
and she just basically wants to apply a little. And then you go to the horses. The horses look really well fed and very clean, very happy horses, really well taken care of. But they are happy to see you. You can tell. And Percy kind of like goes, apple.
I will see that tomorrow. I find something. Not sure what they have here. We just arrived.
He pushes you with his nose, and basically he goes for your pocket immediately.
Yeah, he will not find much in there, I suspect. Also, I think both horses will definitely get the feeling that Aisling is very sad.
Okay, well, Percy and Stodham will both then start nuzzling you.
Yeah. I think that's why Aisling went primarily, because she still feels horrible about killing someone like that. It was necessary, obviously. It's not that I should not have killed him, but it's not a
you have dinner?
Not the nicest way. She will sit a while with the horses, and then she will go back to have dinner.
Dinner is a lovely affair. The boy he's actually got his figurine, and he's basically placed it next to his plate, and so you have like a lovely evening. And then Tilda says, so are you really sure that you want to help us on the farm?
Yes, I would love to.
You don't have to. You'll always be welcome.
As she already stated, I'm sure I will not be welcome for long if I don't have something sensible to do. I can also fix anything that needs to be fixing.
I accept that. I just want you to know. You don't have to pay.
But we would just love to help and do something.
I accept your help.
Thank you.
And then the two of you at some point retire, and on a natural 20 on her mention Kentness, of course, Siobhan knows how you're feeling.
Yeah. Aisling would have been quiet as well over the evening.
And she sits down on the bed and she taps next to her and she says, so, come here.
Wanna slap and cuddle me now? What?
What's going on?
But she would still hung herself.
I know what's going on.
Well, that's not the, let's say, warrior way to kill someone.
I know.
It's honestly much easier to do that with an animal than with a human.
She does put her arm around your shoulders.
Well, it had to be done. If not, he would have killed you. And then me, probably. And then the boy. And the mother. And probably then raged through the village. Because where to go with all the anger?
That is all true.
Yeah. Well. It will pass. And I hope I never have to do that again.
I hope so too.
I'm glad that he didn't get to us.
Hmm.
And I hope that he could find some kind of peace, and now the island is not haunted by an evil ghost.
No,
Good.
he is not going to haunt this place.
At least there were no new weird creatures created, because that was so against nature.
It was, but I can tell you that he is at peace now. I know that this will probably, a lot of people will not be able to accept it, but he's at peace now. Because the gods forgive everything.
Maybe tomorrow I should rather bring back the boat and tell the Bürgermeister that the village is fine now and they can just go on their living.
And then walk back? Well, I mean, you know that you can do this in 5 hours, plus talking to the Bürgermeister for an hour, 6 hours. You can do this in a day, it's not a problem.
Yeah. Let's talk over breakfast with the rest and see what is really needed. If she needs help, that has more priority. They can wait a day longer.
Well, I mean, it's not like the harvest needs to start tomorrow,
Yeah.
Siobhan says, and you know that as well, Aisling.
Okay. Yeah, then I think tomorrow it would be good to bring back the boat. I'm kind of tempted. I'm quite sure the boy would be able to ride Storm. If he wants to ride a parallel into the village. And then we can ride back together. Or you can ride into the village and see if you can get a little bit more of that wondrous stuff that you can smear on your face.
It depends. Would you like to have some company or would you rather be alone tomorrow?
I'm fine with company. And it would be nice to go back by a horse and not walk all the way.
Then I'll come with you.
Well, half the way we need to travel separately. But
I think I can manage. Storm will not throw me.
no, he knows he will be in big trouble if he does that. I will shear him if he does that.
You are so evil sometimes.
No, he will not.
He will not throw me.
I'm quite sure he adores Siobhan. He will not. Also,
No.
Percy will kick him when he comes back and
Percy-
he learns, like,
Percy
you
will
threw
kick
my
him.
mom off your back? Are you crazy?
No, he would never do that.
No. Yeah, then that's a plan. Then tomorrow morning it would be the idea to tell them if we can postpone one more day that we would like to return the boat, get a few more meds for Siobhan's skin, tell the Bürgermeister that everyone is safe, tell the Bürgermeister that if anyone wants to pay their regards to the witch, there is a grave under the pretty tree.
That's a good point, yes, because some people might actually want to do that.
Because
yes.
some might be thankful for what she did for them. And that would be the goal.
So basically, the two of you go to bed. Siobhan prays. Do you listen?
No, it's her praying.
Okay. And do you try to stay awake or do you just want to relax and go to sleep?
It would just relax, go to sleep. There's no reason to stay awake for anything. She's relaxed here. She knows everyone is safe now, so she would just drift off to sleep. Probably with the praying, just to have it as like a background noise, kind of. That will help Aisling to go to sleep. I'm quite sure.
She finishes praying. You're still not quite asleep, and then she tells you a story, and you do go to sleep before the story ends. But it's one of the stories that you know, one of the stories that you grew up with, one of the stories from the book that your mother gave you, by the way. And And so you go to sleep and you regain all of your life points if you have lost any.
No,
okay.
I did not lose any.
Good. So she gets back 2 because she's been a good girl.
It was physical pain about stumbling over my own feet.
Yeah, and that was also maybe mental pain and wounded pride.
Yeah, wounded pride, all the things. I think that was worse than anything he caused on her.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And so basically the next day you make a decision if you want to go into town.
Yeah,
you want to, okay. So you take the boat, she takes the horse, you go into town.
Yep.
You return the house. You return the boat.
I return the boat.
She actually says, you talk to the Burgomeister, I'm going to get more salve. And the two of you part ways. So you are now with the Burgomaster.
Yeah, and Storm would be probably bound up in front of the Burgomeister.
Well, I mean, he was tied there together with Percy at the very beginning, and the Burgomeister was actually talking to them and basically
so Storm is sitting there, and then Aisling would see if the Burgomeister is in.
Mm-hmm. He is. Oh, hello.
Good morning. Or good day.
You are back. In one piece.
We are back. Everyone is safe now. No more problems.
Mm-hmm.
And just in case there's anyone here that wants to pay the respect to the witch, in near our house there's a white tree with red leaves. We buried her below that. So if someone wants to, I don't know, put down flowers or whatever.
I will let everybody know. I'm pretty sure that some people will actually make use of this because she was well respected. She never caused any trouble, and when people needed her help, she was always there.
And you have a hermit that wants to live in the middle of the swamp. The house is in fine condition.
Who knows? Maybe. And what about you now?
We stay for a while at the farm and help with the harvest, and then we will see where it goes for us.
You will always be welcome here.
Thank you.
You've done us a great service.
Well, this place gives us the first start point to learn about the land where we arrived that we know nothing about.
I really wish I was in your shoes. It must be so fascinating to be in a place with all the knowledge that you have and yet know nothing about it and be able to see it with completely new eyes. You're like a child and then like you're not.
Aisling would think about that and she would then nod. Yeah, it's not badly described. It's you learn new things every day.
But before you leave, come by and say goodbye.
We will, and let us know if you do like the kids' theater puppet show thing, right? Carl would love that.
Oh,
Me
yes, I'm pretty
too,
sure.
to be honest.
Well then, how about we set a date? In 5 days' time, you will still be here because I'm pretty sure that the harvest will take a little
definitely
longer.
the harvest will take longer.
In the evening, you can come by and I'm going to put on a show for everyone who wants to come. I'm going to announce it in the village and you go and tell Carl and his mother.
We will do that and we will be there.
And then he basically shakes your forearm and
then Aisling would go over to Storm and just stand there and wait for Siobhan to return.
And there's also market stalls. Some of them sell fruit. Do you get apples?
Oh yeah, if they have apples, believe me that Aisling will be like, I will be right back. Percy will hate me if I don't do this. And she will get some good apples.
You get apples. Storm looks at you like, can I have one now or do I really have to wait
obviously,
until we're back?
No, he will obviously, as soon as I'm back, the first apple is already like ready for him to...
And he munches on the apple and then Siobhan says, oh, I see you've... have you had one yourself, I hope? Because we haven't had anything to eat since this morning. Have you been eating? Have you bought anything for
Aisling
yourself?
will just pull out an apple, bite a piece off, and be like, I'm eating. Have you eaten? Do you want one? And she will hold out a bag.
She holds up a bag.
You got food.
Bread.
Oh.
And she puts in her fist and she takes out a piece of bread. It's like a bun, white bread bun. You'll love this. It tastes great. I've already had 2.
Oh, okay. Then
there is 3 more in there.
We will be back in 5 days.
Why?
In the evening there will be a puppet show.
Oh, I'm going to... This is great.
Yeah, the Bürgermeister is actually a puppeteer.
Are you serious?
Yes, they have. But on the way, I think Aisling would just pull Siobhan up because we can talk while riding. And Aisling would tell her how basically the Bürgermeister is voted here. So it's not that you say, I would want to, and the people decide. It's basically you have to be it if you want it or not. Which is an interesting idea for Aisling, although she kind of likes the idea because you would give the vote to someone you basically think is a good choice.
And I would see why a puppeteer would make a good Burgomaster. Because he has to show empathy. He has to have it in order to impersonate those little stories.
Yeah, but I also gave him the idea if he's re-elected next year, which I honestly highly suspect will happen, because he is, based on what we've seen, a good Bürgermeister. I told him maybe that he can find like a deputy, at least for a short time, that he can still travel a little bit and do his puppet work. Well, for me it's quite sad that if you have a work and a passion like that, you just have to not do it for the time that you are Bürgermeister.
That's a good point.
I get that he should be there most of the time and that he should be the lead, but if he has someone that he can trust in, I think it would be just fair.
You are right. And he could also then maybe share some of the responsibility, because it must be quite lonely. I felt for him. He did his very best, but it takes a lot of courage to stand up to angry people, but also to the people he probably grew up with and has known all his life.
Yeah.
It's easy to stand up to somebody you don't know and you're fighting for your own home to be preserved, but it's more difficult to stand up for someone else's life, especially if it's an outsider and facing down the people that are your own.
And that would give him the chance to travel to the nearby villages and do his work there, because I'm quite sure the kids and families love to have some kind of entertainment like this.
Roll a d20 for me, please.
That's a 6. No, that's a 9. That was a lie.
You ride on your horse. And you notice something after a while.
Okay.
There is a raven that's following you, clearly.
I will point it out to Siobhan. Not to scare you, we have someone following us.
I suppose this one is looking for the boy.
Well then, Mr. Raven, just follow us. You will find him.
And the raven
or
does follow you.
Mrs. Raven, rather.
And the raven follows you. And it alights on one of the trees around the farmhouse.
Aisling will probably give a small nod to the raven and then bring the horse into the stable. Give Percy an apple.
Percy loves you anyway, but now he loves you even more.
Yeah, Storm will get an apple as well. I will also keep a few apples, and whenever I see Carl, give him the hint, and in between, if he gives them apples, they will love him even more than they probably already do. And
he smiles at you.
And that the bag of apples, that they are explicitly for the horses, although you can take one as well.
He smiles and he gives you kind of like a conspiratorial smile. Okay. And basically now it's evening, so that it's dinner, and then I think we shall leave it here.
Yeah.
And because that's a nice basically end to this particular segment. So the next time we will look into what's going to happen at the storytelling.
Yep.
Because you're going to go to a little soiree with a puppet theater.
Curious to see.
Yes, and then we thank you all for listening, for watching, and so next time we will see where we are at with the puppeteer.
We will.
Okay, then thank you so much, and talk to you soon. Keep safe.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
O hi mina morviena, o hi mina korviena, o hi mina karachen, hi mina skaren fojo, hi mi gondalan taches an trukuk mi, kerer oram falches a chanen a hukas mi, jev mi an eigus gran rukim, nach rech ging tunich en or. O hi mina morviena, o hi mina korviena, o hi mina karachen, hi mina skaren foicho.